Welcome to our tutorial about ADO.NET. We've been working with ADO.NET for quite some time now, actually. Now let's take a moment to learn what ADO.NET actually is and what it does for you. ADO.NET is basically a small collection of classes. You can divide these classes into two basic groups. One group is data management. This class manages datasets, data tables, data rows, data relationships, and so on. The other collection of classes is responsible for connecting to specific data sources. The data container classes are completely generic. No matter which data source you use, once you extract the data, it's stored using the same data container. This container is called the dataset class. We already met the dataset class in previous tutorials. You can think of the dataset class as a collection or array, or simply a package for the data. The difference is that the dataset class is customized for relational data. It basically means that the dataset understands the concept of records, columns, relationships, tables, and so on. The second group of classes exists in several different flavors. Each set of data interaction class is called an ADO.NET Data Provider. Each of these classes is customized to interact with a specific data source. For example, the SQL Server Data Provider is designed to work with SQL Server 7 and above. It does use what is known as SQL Server TDS, or Tabular Data String Protocol, for communication. On the other hand, if you're using an Oracle database, you'll need to use an Oracle Data Provider instead. Most data providers are used virtually in the same way, and they all derive from the same basic class, which implements the same basic interface and virtually the same methods and the same properties. However, some classes do provide custom functionality. Basic members used for retrieving and modifying data are virtually identical, though. Let's talk a little bit about the .NET family. The .NET family includes the following four providers. SQL Server Provider. It provides access to the SQL Server database, version 7 and greater. The next is the OLEDB Provider. It provides access to any data source which uses an OLEDB driver. The third is Oracle Provider. This class provides access to Oracle DB version 8i or above. Finally, there is the Odbc Provider. It provides access to any data source that uses an ODBC driver. ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity, by the way. In addition to these, third-party providers have their own ODB and ADO.NET providers. These can be used in the same way as the ones that are included in the .NET framework. If you work with some specific data source, you should use a provider customized for your data source. For example, you can connect SQL Server database using SQL Server Provider or OLEDB Provider. However, the SQL Server Provider will perform better. That's because SQL Server Provider is designed for this specific data source. This diagram will help you understand the different layers that come into play with ADO.NET. And this concludes our overview of ADO.NET.